5 minutes to share.
Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. Live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're all force can fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to an edition of Ken and Ken in the morning. How are you doing this morning, Ken?
I'm breathing, so I'm going to count that as a win.
Well, that's a very high standard you have there.
I know. It's usually difficult to cross that bar, but hey, I just made it over it today.
So, hey, Browns have a new starting quarterback.
Oh yeah. It's almost like they listen to our show, Ken.
Well, or every other fan of the
Damn it, I was trying to give us props here, man.
But yes, we have been quite what's the word I'm looking for? Vocal.
Yeah.
In our talkings about that, it's going to be Dillon Gabriel.
Yeah. Does that part surprise you? Granted, yes, I know he was the higher round draft pick, but going.
I mean,
go
that
ahead.
makes the argument easier for him. I'll say this because as I'm still sharing here.
Yep.
It makes the argument easier for them, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It maybe makes it an easier argument.
Yeah. Or again, it could be that they're worried about the distraction that it could possibly cause putting Shedeur in there, because you know the spotlight's going to go there almost immediately if they would have put Shedeur in. At least what I'm assuming.
Didn't Shedeur have some like sideline crap though?
I don't know if it was sideline, but I remember there being something that it was going on with him that they were minorly bitching about.
Here's Joe.
Yeah, I'll add you here in a second, Joe. I'm refixing the network.
And I'm still sharing here. I got him.
Yeah,
there he goes.
Yep.
Hey, Joe, did you hear Dillon Gabriel is going to be the new starting quarterback there in Cleveland?
Yeah, for the next couple weeks. I mean, that's about all the faith I got in the dude. And then once he stinks up the joint for a couple of weeks, then they'll finally get to Shedeur, and then we'll find out if he's going to stink the joint up or not. But it's such a shame. They have such a good defense that they're going to waste this season. Like they have this is a defense that is, it's better than just the number one defense in, every season, how a team has a number one defense. Like there's one team that this is like, I'm not going to put it on the level of like the 2000 Baltimore Ravens or something like that. You know what I mean? But this is like better than your just average annual number one defense, in my opinion. So
I agree. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Cam. I said, I've been saying this ad nauseum, get decent quarterback play. This defense is good enough to take them a long way. I've been saying since the preseason, since the summer, that this defense is going to keep them close in a lot of games. Don't sleep on them. Because with this defense, if they have even a semi-decent offense, they will win a lot of games because the defense just is going to give up 10, 14 points normally. They're not going to give up a lot of points unless you give up a lot of short fields offensively with interceptions, turnovers on downs, and other stupid crap. But I mean, if you have semi-decent offensive play, and they have the personnel to do that, they've got the running back they drafted is looking like he's going to work out. They've got some guys who can catch. They got a tight end. The problem is they don't have a quarterback delivering them the football. And then maybe their offensive line is a little bit of an issue too, But I mean, they need to do something. Flacco, I've been saying this for weeks. I like Flacco. Nothing against the dude. Mentally, he knows what needs to happen. Physically, he's not able to do it.
And I couldn't think of a better example of that, Ken, than when he tried to throw it out of bounds there during the Lions game and threw it right where the defender could still grab it in bounds. Like, he obviously does not have the arm strength anymore.
It's sad because Flacco is a very smart player. And you're seeing him making mistakes that are not mentally what he's trying to do, but physically what he can do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And then add on to it, remember when he was with the Ravens and how he used to have a fucking cannon for an arm?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
So does this change? I mean, okay, so Cleveland going with Dylan. Look, I kind of get it though too. I mean, he's a higher draft pick. Shador's got the circus around him, and he's not like he hasn't been without controversy during the season, as there's been articles here, articles there about sideline behavior, blah blah blah. The kid still obviously mentally is still a mental midget and needs to grow up. You know what I mean? Maybe that might be it. Like, hey, you're still a mental midget, dude. You're not ready. And maybe like him being passed on again. I mean, I don't know how many more wake-up calls this kid needs. First, he doesn't go number 2 in the draft. Then he doesn't go to the 5th round. Then it's even questionable whether he's going to make the roster. He does make the roster. Now he gets passed up again as a starter. Like, when does it go, you know what, dude, maybe I'm all that, not that. Maybe I'm not all that in a handbasket. Like, maybe I need to grow the fuck up a little bit. When's he going to get it? Because this kid might never get a start at the rate he's going, and they'll find another reason they'll go sign some guy off the street to start him. Is that what he's going to need? The Browns sign some guy off the street and put him ahead of the depth chart?
It could be that he's one of these guys that needs to flame completely out at his first place and have to fight his way up through with another team.
As crazy as it sounds, because all off season, like before the draft, I said, I'm not really sold on Shador as far as I wouldn't want him on my team, right? But now, I might be willing to throw a 7th round pick over there and go pick up Shador because, put him with a coach like Pete Carroll. Like, look what Pete Carroll did with Geno. Like, it wasn't just a talent thing with Geno. There was also the attitude thing, right? Like, you remember when he didn't get drafted in the 1st round and he was sitting there pouting, and then he got his jaw broken by his teammate for not paying money that he owed him and stuff. Like, there was some issues, right? And then he went with Carroll, and he seems to have at least the mental, the attitude part worked out, right? Like, Geno's like the consummate teammate now. So I don't know. Maybe, I think maybe being around a guy like Pete Carroll, and not just Pete Carroll, there are other coaches who could do that for him too. I think, maybe a no nonsense coach like Dan Campbell,
or send them to Minnesota since they seem to be able to work magic with quarterbacks. I mean, unless you're Wentz.
I mean, it is just though kind of like, what is this dude like? When's he gonna wake up? When's he gonna figure out that he's not his dad? He's not his dad's status even yet. He still has to prove that. You know what I'm saying? That he's going to be a good quarterback. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, kid. like, first of all, he's Deion Sanders' kid, so there's already like a level of expectation and a level of pressure that comes with that. Then he plays quarterback, not cornerback, so there's a level of expectation that goes with that. And it's like, they want you to play like your dad, not act like your dad. You know what I mean?
Isaac, I saw a meme today. I wish I would have saved it. It was a Browns fan. So first off, I never want to hear about how many starting quarterbacks the Bears have had again, ever. During the Rodgers, the whole – remember the meme that go around about how many starting quarterbacks the Bears have after Rodgers, Favre, and over the last 30 years? Dude, we have nothing on the Cleveland Browns. Nothing. This dude had a jersey. It was hilarious.
I saw the same meme.
I think the top of it was couch, and then underneath it was like little name tapes underneath with all the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and it literally filled the entire back of the jersey.
It did. It was a freaking riot. But
we're not even talking giant nameplates like is the nameplate on a normal jersey. We're talking about tags this freaking big.
Yeah, like a regular military name tape. It was hilarious. Now, conversely, here's something that's interesting. Stayed on quarterbacks, but switching to Caleb a little bit because there's been a lot coming out on Caleb lately. Here's his first 2 years, all right, or among second-year quarterbacks for this season. 8 touchdowns this year, ranking first. 715 passing yards, ranking second amongst them. 97 rush yards first. A 107.6 passer rating first. A 78.1 PFF grade first. 7.5% touchdown rate first. 8.71 adjusted yards attempt first. 57.5 QBR third. Okay, not bad for a bust, if you want to still call him a bust. Also, amongst number one overall picked quarterbacks, he's got the best TD to INT ratio to date of any through his first 21 games.
That's very good. The only thing that I would slightly caveat that with is Daniels has missed 2 games this year, so he's kind of not in the competition there.
Okay, so perfect. That adds more. He's more durable.
That's the major accomplishment I will give the guy, and I don't even know if you really can call it an accomplishment. It's the kid's tough as nails. The beating he took last year, and to make it through. We all know I like to make jokes about him because he's a rifle quarterback.
Right.
But I cannot take that away from him.
So Bears fans need to chill. There was after week 1 start Bagent. Bears fans need to chill. I think unlike Cleveland, Chicago has found its quarterback. Cleveland, man, just I feel for Cleveland fans. You know what sucks for Cleveland is they had the guy. They had Baker Mayfield, and they fucked it up.
But you could always ask the question, like, would Baker have been Baker on the Browns? Like, we saw he took him to the playoffs, right? But look at the dysfunction in that franchise over the last 3 or 4 years since Baker left.
I think before Baker would still be Baker. I think Baker would still be Baker because Baker now is returning to form of what he was in Cleveland and maybe a little bit better because of the adversity. I see what you're saying there, Joe. I would say agree with, the adversity maybe made him better, but they had Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying? They had Joe Flacco. They had Mayfield. They had the answer. It was like I gave them the answer to the test, and they said, we don't need the answer key. We know it all. Okay.
Yes, but part of what might have made Baker so good here with Tampa is dealing with all the adversity of getting dejected from the Browns, sucking with Carolina, and then having that bit of a rejuvenation there when he went to LA.
I don't disagree with that at all, but it still goes to the point that with Baker, they were a playoff team on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at them.
But I definitely think sitting behind Stafford helped him some.
Mm-hmm.
I think having Liam Cohen as an offensive coordinator last year helped him some. Like, I think, there's a lot of things that contributed to the Baker we're seeing now.
Hey, Joe,
but I'm glad to see Baker.
Read the last line of Fred's comment.
Yeah, they can't develop a photo. That's what I'm saying. Like, when have you ever seen Cleveland develop a quarterback? Like, I'm struggling to. Like, Tim Couch looked like an okay player for a couple seasons, and then the dysfunction eventually got him too. Like,
Dude, Manziel would have been fine if they could have gotten the guy to watch tape because the kid had physical. He had the raw natural ability. If they could,
I don't even think it was the watching tape that they needed to get under control. It was
Just
going.
him.
It was going to Vegas and doing a shit ton of cocaine that they needed to get under control.
Yeah, I mean the kid had the skills. I mean Cleveland, man.
This man wanted to party so much that he literally went undercover and wore a wig and all this shit to go fucking party. You should have seen this from a mile away and got this guy some help beforehand.
hey, but it's not something. Let's just be fair. It's not something that's new in the NFL. Like, Kenny Stabler used to show up to games smelling like Jack Daniels. You know what I mean? Like, spent the whole night at the bar. He even like has a famous quip where he says he read his playbook by the light of a jukebox. Like, you know what I mean? So,
he used to smoke crack at halftime.
So it's not like just Manziel, you know. It's just that those players like Stabler and LT, they could smoke crack at halftime, or they could go drink all night and still come in and perform. That's the thing. Stabler would still come in and win the game, dude. Like, you know, Manziel couldn't do that.
All right, we have to talk about one more thing since we're talking about dysfunctional crap in the NFL. What do you guys think of the NFL's or Apple TV? Apple Music now makes the announcement. The NFL doesn't. Selection of Bad Bunny, because this has been the topic everyone's talking about the last day or two, or one of them. There's a couple of them we'll try to hit today. Bad Bunny being the halftime show.
I think the dude hates America. I'll be tuning out.
I was going to say the only statement I'm going to make is still the best halftime show to me was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Eminem.
Dude, the LA, it's funny. The LA game, I thought was one of the best ones we had in a long time. It was like, here's a weird thing. I mean, we've had some good ones. Prince was good. The Janet Jackson one was good, even with the malfunction, right?
No,
but
I was going to say, come on, that's why that one was good.
But I mean, but Janet was she was relevant at the time too, right? I mean, lately though, it's like I don't get what they're doing. Like, do they not read the tea leaves in the fan base because, or anything else? Because I mean, I've already heard, hey, Bad Bunny's anti-American. I know he canceled all his shows in the U.S. Now, the dude's look, the guy is an American citizen. He's from Puerto Rico. He's an American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
He canceled shows because he's afraid of ICE. I'm like, dude, you're Puerto Rican. You can't be deported. But okay, you're gonna do the halftime show. But it's like, do they read the tea leaves at all? The NFL, I mean, Rihanna was okay. Her show wasn't bad. I mean, it was somewhat enjoyable. I kind of like some of Riri's stuff, but I mean, could they not read
aside from all the Illuminati symbolism? Yeah. Rihanna's all right.
Look at this, I mean, for a decade plus, people have been saying, hey, Metallica, let's get a rock band in there. You're going to be in the Bay Area. Metallica's from there. It's not like it's all Ride the Lightning anymore. Metallica's, not as heavy. I mean, would they play Master of Puppets? I don't know, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, they've always tried to stay pop, top 40. But honestly, what they've been picking lately isn't working. Last year's show was forgettable. I don't even remember who it was.
It was Kendrick Lamar, and I enjoyed a decent amount of that.
It was forgettable. I didn't even remember it was him. I just think the NFL. Good morning, Yinzer. Yeah, Jackwagon. I'm not going to call him a Jag-off. I'm going to go with the Jackwagon because I'm going with the Geico commercial there. But I mean, they just I don't know what the NFL is thinking. I mean, people just used to the halftime show used to be a thing. Now it's like people are just like, oh, that's when I'm going to go to the bathroom, go get more snacks, turn the TV off, whatever. And because here's the bad thing, they're going to rant and rave how awesome the show was the next day, and when it isn't, like, I don't know. I mean,
the NFL is going for woke points, dude. That's what it is.
this would have been a good year. They could have done like a rock star montage with a big tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. And then like all the music that Ozzy, you could get away with playing any Ozzy track right now. And it would have been this great, they could have done a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne with some rock bands that, you can have Metallica.
I think what it might be with the NFL is they're kind of gun shy with going with rock bands for how bad the Who was when they performed.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, they look at some of these rappers that aren't performing. Look, who did the halftime show for the Lions game at the big playoff game? And he was terrible. I mean, they could have gone with Jelly Roll. They could have gone with a lot of other people. Put it that way, and it would have been more mainstream and less controversial. I just don't get.
Well, I can get it for you. It's because the NFL is going every Super Bowl show from now on, at least for the foreseeable future, is going to be a woke show. They're going for woke points, dude. Like the NFL has slowly and surely been like creeping into that, and they try to act like they're not. Like they got the end racism in the back of the end zone, and they sing the BLM national anthem now, right. And they like there's all this political stuff that's going on, but the NFL is like they try to pretend that they're not doing it, right? Like it's because they want to keep their conservative fan base, but they're like they also want to appeal to the liberal fan base, so they're like they have to try to ride that line between like how woke can we go without totally losing half of our fan base, you know what I mean?
I like what Eric, they want to appeal to everyone. Okay. Then why do they keep alienating a massive part of their fan base year in and year out with these halftime shows, Eric? That's a problem. Is they like they're not appealing to everyone. Literally, the uproar over this Bad Bunny selection was immediate, swift, and large. They're not trying to appease the masses. They could have announced an all-star spectacular Ozzy Osbourne tribute that included rockers, rappers, all kinds of people, because he worked with tons of different people, right? And I think they would have had more appeal to everyone than Bad Bunny, who's been politically active and controversial.
I got one for you.
Fan base right now.
Last year they had Kendrick Lamar. This year they could have put Drake on, dude.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, that'd be entertaining just to see what Drake's going to clap back with for what Kendrick did to him last year. But holy fuck, do I hate Drake.
Woody,
yeah,
there you go.
You might hate Drake, but Drake is a very, very popular mainstream artist that would appeal to both sides.
Hey,
and
I like Woody's comment. Shakira every Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, like Drake would have been a good choice because like people would tune in just to see is he gonna mention Kendrick? Like is he gonna clap back? Is he gonna use that, or is he just gonna stick to the script and do his performance?
Fred, it's in the Bay Area, it's in Santa Clara, which is why people are like perfect year to have Metallica. They're from San Francisco.
I was gonna say you got a shit ton of rappers from the Bay Area too. You could have went with any of them.
You could have done an old school hip hop.
E40.
No, dude, I'd have done backflips if they would have put E40 for the halftime show.
So the NFL once again has missed the boat on the halftime show. It's like, look at.
Oh God, why do you hate me, Eric? You're supposed to be my fucking.
I don't know about Journey, but yeah, you could have gone with Journey too. I mean,
hey, you can't play Journey. I'm gonna get freaking PTSDs to Tony Soprano.
I mean, but once again, the NFL just not reading the tea leaves. They pissed off over half the fan base immediately. I mean, it wasn't like it was a slow reaction. It was instantaneous, and it was big. And it was loud that they weren't happy with it. I mean, honestly, am I going to watch Bad Bunny? No. I'll turn off the TV and go do something else for halftime and then come back to watch the rest of the game. I mean, I'm just like, why can't the NFL figure it out? I mean, give some. It's just, yeah. I mean, even when they did even when they did the Queen Bee, and she's okay. They missed the mark on that one because they could have done some Destiny Child stuff with that, which I think would have made older fans even happier too. They could have done more with her. They didn't. But it wasn't bad that she did the halftime show. You know, they've had some not complete misses, but this one feels like a complete. Oh my God, Wu-Tang. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, give me some Wu-Tang. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Hey,
y'all.
with Vanilla Ice.
M did do a halftime show. He's on for in LA, but I mean, yeah, it's been they need to. I mean, I would look at. I'm not a big country music fan, but I'd be okay with a country music act.
Yeah, the rest of the country wouldn't though.
Yeah,
the NFL has been catering, like Joe said, they've been catering to one small select group of the fan base, ignoring everyone else for almost a decade now.
Honestly, the last memorable Super Bowl halftime show for me was Prince. Like the one where you're like, you remember it years later is like, man, that was a really good.
No, the LA one, I think that has to be up there too, Joe. I think that one's been the most watched in history because people still watch that performance. That was a really good because that one,
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, the Dre one. Yeah,
yeah, Dr. Dre was good,
especially 50 coming down. Fucking 20 years older than his first music video and doing the opening for it. That was fucking.
I love get Slipknot out there. They couldn't handle Slipknot, but I mean that would be
couldn't understand Slipknot.
But you know what though? Bad Bunny is almost like having Slipknot out there for half the fan base, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so the NFL they don't get it. They just don't get it. And it's just like, why, Goodell? Why? I mean. There are artists who are way outperforming Bad Bunny on the charts that they could have gotten too. Oh yeah, there we go. Toby Keith, very pro-American country singer with some great songs that everyone knows.
Yeah, I know, but there's only like maybe one or two Toby Keith songs that
I like.
Other
because
than that.
They always do a medley. So as long as those two songs are in there, you might not know all the songs that everyone does, but hey, you're going to know at least two of them and enjoy them.
Yeah,
I know you can understand them, Woody.
But Toby Keith liked America too much.
Yeah. It's just.
I'm with Fred here. That's it. Get rid of the musical halftime performances and give us a fight at the 50-yard line.
I'm going to watch, if they put on the doggy bowl or the kitty cat bowl or whatever the hell they used to do, I'll watch that at halftime.
How about next year we do celebrity boxing?
I'm so for that.
And the first match is going to be Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Again, I'm so for that. Take my money.
Hey, give us Tom McDonald. They gave us Bad Bunny. Why not just give us Tom McDonald at halftime?
Again, he likes America too much.
Or have a UFC fight that. Yeah, but time constraints on that one, Cam. I don't know if they can fit it in.
No.
That would be kind of cool, though. But, I mean, it's just like the NFL, man, I just wish they would figure it out, man. It's like, come on. Stop giving us crappy halftime shows. Like, stop catering to one specific group of fans, and alienating the rest. You got to give everyone a little something. You're not being inclusive at all, Roger. You're being exclusive by not allowing for rock, country, or just pop to be in the equation, though.
I think pop would be my least favorite pick out of all.
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be better than Bad Frickin' Bunny. And I don't know, did you consider him pop? I don't know. But just like, and like, the dude literally just canceled his North American tour over political ICE deportation of illegal stuff. But he's going to play the halftime show. I mean, dude, even some of his fan base is pissed off about it. It's like, wait a minute. You're canceling concerts in my city, but then you're going to go play the halftime show.
Oh,
really?
You know what? Oasis is doing a reunion tour, dude. Get Oasis in there next year, dude. Like, I'm with that. You know, or let the Foo Fighters do it again. I thought the Foo Fighters did a good job too. You don't like the Foo Fighters, Ken? Come on.
They're not bad. Don't get me
Fighters
wrong.
would be good though too. Everybody's trying only because they speak Spanish, dude. But there are other Puerto Rican performers who are better than Bad Bunny, who have songs much bigger than Bad Bunny within the Puerto Rican community and the Spanish speaking community. Like there are some songs that some artists out there they could have done that would have been much better than Bad Bunny.
They could have done J-Lo.
They could have done J-Lo.
I'm not saying I would have watched,
but she did a show a couple years ago. Remember she had the stripper pole on stage and everyone got mad about it? But I mean, yeah, they should have gotten Pitbull.
Pitbull from the retirement home.
Yeah, I mean, they just, why don't they go K-pop at this point? K-pop would have been a better. K-pop at least would have gotten the young crowd like Bear Down Mike.
If I have to hear one more K-pop Demon Hunter song, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody, dude.
I was gonna say I'm right around Bear Down Mike, and I couldn't. Bad Bunny is bad, but K-pop, oh my god, I couldn't do it. Not in
he said put the Muppets up there. As long as you have the two old guys that make fun of everybody, they could sit there and do the commentary for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm with that.
But I've had to watch that K-pop Demon Hunter movie. I don't know how many times because my grandson loves that song that dun 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 dun. But like, dude, you would have look at K-pop is internationally massive right now. They would have done better with K-pop than they're going to do with Bad Bunny. I'm just saying. Because even I know a K-pop song or two, and I don't listen to the stuff. I mean, everyone knows K-pop.
There you go.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm all for that. Shit.
I came to bring the pain. Yeah. So they screwed it up again. And what's with this too? It's like Detroit a couple years ago. Which game was it? They had a halftime show. It was a playoff game. What's with all these playoff games having to have these artists at halftime shows now too? Like it didn't used to be like if the wild card weekend and the divisional and the NFC championship, you didn't have these halftime shows. Now everyone's got a halftime show with some artist they're going to bring up. Like, no, can we just play football? Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not even that he sings in Spanish a lot. He does in English too, from my understanding. But it's just like the bigger piece there, Fred. Know your market, and most of your market doesn't want Bad Bunny at the halftime. It's just they're trying to do the DEI. Let's be inclusive. and when is what? Yeah, no, because Bad Bunny is somewhat reggaeton. They say. In fact, they call him a reggaeton king, which he's not. But okay, whatever. It's just like the NFL is behind the power curve.
I would have even took Rick Ross at this point. Like, put Rick Ross on the halftime show. I'm just saying, dude.
I Bad Bunny, like Rick Ross back in the day, but
yeah, but over Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
I'll put Rick Ross over Bad Bunny.
It's real hard to not see him as Officer Ricky now.
Yeah.
I'm just fed up with the NFL. Just once again, going too stupid with this decision-making process. You had a prime opportunity being in the hometown of Metallica to do a rock thing with Metallica where they could do an Ozzy tribute. They could play a Metallica song or two that everyone knows, like Enter Sandman, right, or something like that, but they could have done like an Ozzy tribute and brought up some other artists and done this really cool rock show that you could have brought. I mean, think about it, dude. Ozzy was doing stuff currently with mainstream artists. You could have brought them up to do stuff. I mean,
you know what would be a cool halftime show, dude? Remember how they were able to bring back Tupac with the holograms and stuff? Let Tupac do a halftime show, dude.
Yeah,
that would be dope. And because if you could do it with Tupac, you could do it with Biggie. Have like a Biggie and Tupac halftime show with the holograms. That would be dope, dude.
Jim, it's not
but
even
then you're running real close to South Park territory where one of these holograms are going to go breaking loose. As long as we don't bring back Michael Jackson, we might be okay.
I mean, Jim, though, it's not even just about the older fans. Even younger fans are like, Bad Bunny, what the hell? I mean, it's not just an age thing. It's just it's like the NFL is still doing this political activism thing through undertows. You know, like they're not. I mean, they could have done Linkin Park, dude. And Linkin Park has a new album out. I mean, they could have done Linkin Park and had a great halftime show.
No, you guys, that's ignorant.
Boning.
I mean, think about it, though. Linkin Park has their new album out. They could have done Linkin Park, and Linkin Park would have been a massive show for them to do. That would have been a fan-friendly show.
Linkin Park would have been a good one.
Once again, though, the NFL just completely misses the mark.
I haven't seen the new Linkin Park, but I heard that the girl is killing it.
Oh, she's killing it.
I heard that Linkin Park fans were really upset at first, but once they heard her sing, I guess they were like,
so
no.
I watched the release party, the first show, right? And they come out, and when she hit the stage for Emptiness Machine, the first song they did, and she hit her verse, everyone was like, oh my freaking Lord, like blown away. She's not trying to be Chester. She's her own thing, but they are really, really good. I mean, they could, and you know, she does the old stuff just as really well. They could have done Linkin Park, and that could have been very fan friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Very fan friendly. DMX in the future. That'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Don't give it to you. Don't give it to you.
I mean, they could have done Linkin. They could have done Linkin Park. They could have gone so many different directions, but they go with the guy who literally just made massive political statements, right? And it has a very small fan base, comparatively speaking, to a lot of people. And they knew it would piss people off, and that's what they went with because they're trying to make.
I was gonna say it. We might disagree with the decision, but we are giving it free publicity by sitting here talking about it and all of that. So that could possibly be it. The old adage is whether it's good or bad, as long as they're talking about it.
Yeah, that's like a Trumpism is that there's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. He's right. But the problem but we're not talking about this even in a good light. We're saying, like, why are we even bothering to watch Super Bowl now if this is the bullshit they're going to give us at halftime? You know, it's just like they could be doing so much more Black Eyed Peas. That was not a good performance.
I would rather have Bad Bunny than watch Fergie out there again.
I mean, look, the NFL just needs to do a better job. And speaking of controversies, Ken, you're right. Let's get off the Bad Bunny halftime.
Yeah, we're gonna say shit. Even give me Jay-Z with some of his old songs, and I'd be happy with that shit.
Now there's the other controversy, the Ben Johnson gate. Yes, Ben Johnson's mired in controversy because his halftime interview was not the nicest in the world.
I went back and actually listened to it instead of just watching the clip there. Yeah. And it was definitely off-putting comparative to how other coaches talk and all that. But it wasn't this horrendous thing that people are making it out to be. Granted, to me, it seemed like he insulted her intelligence a little bit. But
so this is gonna be one of those weird times. I'm actually going to agree with Stephen A. Smith's take on this because he's like, first off, respect to Ben Johnson for addressing it in his press conference yesterday. So okay, well, looking back in hindsight, maybe this, that, and the other, but this was my mindset. And he's right. He's like, the dude's in the middle of a game. This wasn't the pre-game press conference. It's not the post-game press conference. It's halftime during a frigging game. The dude's concentrating on the game. And he's like, I could totally understand how you could see that question maybe almost being more like a statement than a question because of the way she asked it. But point being, like, if you haven't figured it out, Ben Johnson is an intense dude. Right? The dude is pretty intense. Have you seen his facial expressions? He's an intense dude. Even when you listen to his post-game press conference, they say, hey, it's like, hey, Ken, so what do you think about the play when Caleb this, that, and the other? And his response usually is, yeah, I have to watch a tape and then I can give you a response because I was so focused on the game, I wasn't thinking about that for this, right? He's a focused guy. I mean, he's not the guy you want to interview with.
I was going to say he seems to be verging into the asshole territory. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing or against him as a coach because we've had asshole coaches be successful before, but I think he's one of them.
Honestly, Ben Johnson, I don't think he's an asshole. You can tell he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Everyone, the players and everyone in the organization, they love the dude, right? But they'll all say he is super intense. When it's game time, it's game time. I hate when they talk to the coaches coming into the half, went out of the half. Like, stop, like when they're running in the locker room. Hey, coach, so what do you think about how your team's shitty performance? Like, really, dude? Like, let the guy. The guy's in it right now. I hate that.
To your point there, like when they interviewed LaFleur going into halftime of the Cowboys game, and he kind of just looks like, what the fuck do you expect me to say here? Yeah. They weren't performing exactly how I wanted at the end, giving up that block in the score.
You know what?
What do you want him to say? No, this was so terrible. I'm going to go in the locker room and I'm going to punch each and every player in the mouth. What the fuck do you expect?
Well, Jim, like, who talks to the offensive coordinator at the half? No one. None of the reporters do, right? So yeah, exactly. This is new, right? But look, you know what I'm waiting. Ben, if you're watching during the bye week and you have nothing better to do and you decide to watch Ken and Ken in the morning, first off, kudos to you for making a great choice this morning if you are watching. Secondly, here's my bit of advice. When that halftime reporter comes to you, I want you to quote someone. Just go, I'm just talking to you so I don't get fined.
Honestly,
dude, Lynch on them.
I think they should do away with those stupid halftime interviews anyway, because it's like, like you said, what do you expect the coach to say? It's like, so coach, what is going to be your strategy for the second half? Well, we're going to try to score more points than the other team, because generally the team that scores more points wins the game.
But Joe, really? you didn't tell me what your strategy was going to be. Like when they asked that question, that's like, I'm not trying to be political here at all, but that's when these guys, like when the U.S. were at war, or like when we were going to Iraq. Well, what are you guys going to do? And Rumsfeld's like, you want me to tell you when we're going to attack and where? Like you just want me to tell the enemy when it's going to come? No,
like when Geraldo was on live and he's like mapping it out on the ground. He's like, so our positions are here, 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 and these guys are over here.
At noon, we're going to hit this flanking maneuver, and the enemy's watching CNN going, "Oh, great, this is what they're going to do." I mean, just how stupid can you be? And then it's funny. It's like these reporters get mad because, well, Ben didn't tell me what the strategy was going to be, nor should he. Why am I going to tell you what my tactical battle plan is before I execute it, so I can let the enemy know what I'm going to do? No, you dumbass. I'm not going to. I mean, these
halftime interviews are so generic to begin with, though. It's like they always say the same thing. It's like, well, like if they're not able to run the ball, well, we got to get the run game going, or if the passing game isn't working, the quarterback's throwing a lot of picks. Oh, he just needs to settle down and start to feel the game. And it's like, dude, how many times do you need to hear the same shit?
Or when they're talking to the coach, it's up. Well, what's working for you and why is it working? Oh, our quarterback's getting hot. That's about as far as they get into the shit.
What would be more interesting? Grab a random fan out of the fan. So what do you think of the first half of your team? And let the fans speak. The problem is language.
That's right? What I was about to say. You can ask fans that, especially if your team's losing the game that they were supposed to.
Could you imagine if they grabbed Woody at halftime? So Woody, what do you think of the fucking line? It's like, oh Jesus, beep, 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 beep. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, these head coaches.
Or imagine grabbing a Raider fan after Geno threw those 3 picks and you're asking him about the game. Oh my God, dude.
Oh, here we go. Not, yeah. So how's the water quality in the first half? That was some high quality H2O I gave them boys. I mean, Jesus, the halftime interviews just gotta stop. They gotta stop. I mean, even when they ask, so coach, what's up with the injury to so and so? They never give you an answer. Oh, well, once in a while you'll get, well, he's out for the game because we fear a tore ACL. Okay, cool. Like they'll give you that, but we already knew that anyways. But he might or might not come back. They never really give you unless it's plainly obvious, like Tyreek's injury. Like, okay, then
they're always questionable.
Yeah, they're always
no shit. They were questionable as soon as they walked off the field.
Yeah, I mean, just once again, the NFL, just like the Bad Bunny selection, missing the mark on these halftime interviews. I mean, just stop it. But now we have Ben Johnson gate. It's like, really, dude? I mean, and Ben Johnson, he's laughing about it in a way. You know, I mean, he is laughing about it. And in fact, he's very good with the media. If you watch his press conference, they was talking yesterday in the press conference. They're talking about his the showing of emotion, and saying that he's so intense. Like everyone's seen the one where his eyes blow up as he looks away. They're like, you're too intense. He's like, I talked to the players about that, and I need to get better at it. So he's got a good rapport with the reporters.
Ken, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you, do not have these players get in it. Not like you have any control, but don't let these players get in his ear and talk that intensity down.
No. He was saying that he talks to the players about not showing emotion. And he's like, I'm showing emotion? And the reporter's like, yeah, you were showing some emotion. And he's like, oh, I get on my players about not showing emotion. That's something I need to get better at then too. I love that about Ben. Like if a reporter points something out to him, he actually listens. He has a good rapport with them during the week. But at halftime of a game, you're going to talk to Mr. Intensity during the halftime of a game when he's focused and trying to be focused and locked in, and you're mad because he's curt with you? Okay, millennial. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy's in the middle of a game, Yeah, that's a great one too. What's the status on your player? I don't know. I've been too busy with the game. Why don't you go tell me? Exactly. I mean, the dude is just like these whiny little people. Like the dude is focused on his job. Could you imagine for those people who still work? Could you imagine some guy comes to your desk and says, "Hey, so Broski, you're in the middle of that report you're doing for the higher ups. How's it going right now? What do you think the prognosis is of it?" And you're like, "Dude, I'm trying to work."
I think the prognosis is go get fucked and leave me alone.
Yeah. It's just like, come on. Oh, but he's an NFL coach who's very intense. I just think it's funny that they made this into a gate, right? It's like, really? Come on. Yeah, I mean, look, not everyone can be Dan Campbell. Because Dan Campbell doesn't necessarily fire. He's always so nice with the reporters. I don't know how he does it.
He's one of those people that has that internal switch where they can go from being absolutely psychotically ramped up to, hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is funny. I just think it's hilarious that we have Ben Johnson gate because they didn't and you could tell the one question he cut her off to answer because he already, sometimes you just know how the question's going to finish. It's obvious. He's kind of like, dude, I don't got time for this, right? Oh, don't bring in the politics there, broski. But, yeah. The one thing that I will say about Hegseth yesterday was funny. He said the national policy now with the military is FAFO, and if you don't understand it, some of the troops could explain it to you. I thought that was hilarious. That was funny as fuck. But I mean, I think we've been catering to certain groups, or not certain groups, but catering to this concept that everyone must be gentle and nice all the time. This, that, and the other. Like, dude, the NFL is a gladiator sport. These guys are intense. And
not even just that. When the hell has human nature or nature in general ever been gentle and nice?
Yeah, and I think complaining because the head coach didn't wasn't as courteous to you as you'd like while he's in the middle of coaching. I mean, could you? It's like thank God they don't do this during the regular season. In the preseason, they interview players on the sideline during the game. Like, whoever thought that was a good idea?
Well, you can understand it for the preseason because a lot of times when at least average fans are watching preseason games, once you get into the second half of it, a lot of them are glazing over.
Or like baseball. Let's interview the manager during the game while he's in the dugout. I don't get that one. It's a sixth inning. Hey, we're going to talk with the manager of the Chicago Cubs while the team is playing in the middle of a game. And they do that crap for baseball. And if I was a manager, I'd be like, dude, I got time for this. I'm managing the baseball game right now. My job is not to answer questions on ESPN during the game. That's why we have post-game interviews. I mean, is the NFL now going to interview coaches? Hey, coach, this is a big third down. What are you thinking?
No, broski, that's true, but that's how she took it. And that's the problem. Is if it was a male reporter, would we be even having this conversation?
Because we care too much about people's feelings. They don't care about your feelings. I mean, when are people going to get that through their thick skulls? I do not need to care about your feelings if you feel offended because something I say offends you. So what? I don't care. Ben Johnson's like, oh, you felt offended because I didn't answer the questions the way you liked it? I don't care. I'm trying to do a job. My job is not to cater to your feelings during the game. Because if she asked that question after the game, much different response.
I know.
Look at him now. Look at Ben Johnson during the game. Because now we've seen a couple of these in-game interviews, and look how he is. Body, tense. He's just focused, right, intense. And after the game, he's kind of like, all right, man, what's up? What's your questions? You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, they're in the middle of performing their duties. That's why we have post-game, news conferences.
I know it would have got him fired and probably, thrown in prison, but I would have liked to hear, oh, so coach, what's going on? Listen here, sugar tits.
Boss.
Oh, God,
I knew that wasn't going to go anywhere good as soon as you started out the praising.
Jim,
maybe throw in a sweet cheeks somewhere, you know what I mean? And like, dude, I guarantee you she's not going to come up to you and ask you any more fucking questions, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
but then at that point, your freaking head coach is going to end up getting shot.
Dude, this is what I'm waiting for.
Damn,
you said, wow. So, Coach Johnson, what do you think? Listen, I'm only talking to you so I don't get fined. I'm really not going to give you an answer. Just say it. Just say it, Coach. I'm with you. The fans are with you. I mean, Joe getting some love for Broski for the sugar tits comment. I'm just waiting for him to go look it. I ain't had time to talk to you. I got a game to manage. I would respect that. Now, of course, they would go, oh my God. I'm like, but no. His responsibility at that time and moment is to his team, not to some reporter from Fox or CBS or ESPN or whoever's calling the game that day. His responsibility is only to the Chicago Bears and those men playing on the field for him. That's his responsibility. His responsibility is not to cater to some reporter, no matter what they are, male, female, black, green, purple, chartreuse, it doesn't matter. His job description is head coach Chicago Bears, and his responsibility is to the players on a team. And Matt LaFleur, guess what? His responsibility is head coach of the Green Bay Packers, not to some reporter on the sideline. Same thing for every other head coach with their team. These media people need to STFU and get over themselves. Have a good one, Jim.
Joe, I think he's calling you a fat guy now.
Yeah. Joe's new nickname is Sugar Tits. So, I mean, the NFL, with all the bonehead week they're having, let's announce Bad Bunny as a halftime show, and let's be mad because Ben Johnson was hurt during a game with a reporter during a game. I mean, Jesus, NFL, can you pick the worst hills to die on? I'm sure they can. I'm sure they got more bad hills they can die on. But really, just
Yeah. The NFL is definitely massively different from what we grew up with.
It is. The problem is, look, I don't know why. You know what, Goodell, you want to learn something? Because I know Goodell watches this every day. You know he does. Go look at Gary Bateman. Probably the best commissioner in professional sports right now. Gary Bateman, commissioner of the NHL.
What? Okay.
He has grown the NHL exponentially. Yeah, the fans boo him, but the funny thing is the fans also respect him. Because he's grown the NHL and he gets them out of the politics. And there's sometimes where they've kind of like with the whole, like they had the Pride night and some players and teams didn't want to do. He said, you know what, we're not going to force you. If you don't want to do it, don't. But if you'd like to, here's a day you can do it. Okay, I can respect that, right? So that's kind of the way they operate. They're not pushing agendas. They're pushing the sport. Goodell, stop pushing agendas. Push your sport.
Well, again, you know, to make another South Park reference here, we shouldn't be surprised here that Goodell is acting like an android for higher ups when he's the android for the NFL owners.
No, because Jerry Jones is going. Jerry Jones, when he heard about Bad Bunny, is going, "What the fuck?"
I guarantee
Really?
all you had to do to get Jerry Jones on board was to say it's going to make X amount of dollars. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not. That's just it. You know, I mean, Goodell they need to stop. They need to stop some of the stuff they're doing. Like, we're still watching, and we're going to watch because they haven't gotten that egregious. But a couple of years ago, I still know guys who refused to watch football after the whole kneeling for the national anthem debacle a couple of years ago, and we're going to replace the national anthem with the black national anthem and all this other crap they were doing. I still know people, black and white and Hispanic, who refused to watch the NFL over the kneeling for the national anthem, that the NFL allowed it. I mean, they're still recovering from that. There are still people who some people are slowly matriculating back, but there's still people like I haven't watched since the Kaepernick kneeling crap in the NFL. Not only, you know, did the same thing, but encouraged it. They're still they still have lost fans from that, and they keep every time fans come back, they do something stupid. Like, guys, listen to Gary Bateman. Push your sport. Get out of politics. I mean, not everything in this world is politics. If movie stars in the NFL would learn that, we'd have much better entertainment in this country.
Yeah, unfortunately, politics has been injected into everything. And I don't even care left, right, up, down.
What does third and long have to do with I don't like Donald Trump or I don't like Joe Biden? Absolutely nothing.
That's my point of it. Is I'm tired of hearing the rhetoric from whichever side it is. Leave some of it outside of this shit. Let's just enjoy something that doesn't have to involve it at all.
Thank you, Cam.
Yep.
And you know what?
And that's pretty much exactly what I was saying there, Cam.
I'm going to say something else real quick as we're almost out of time that may be controversial. Stop with the Military Appreciation Month because you don't appreciate us for shit. We have to pay to appreciate ourselves. The DOD pays the NFL for Military Appreciation Month. We pay them money. And how many, they push out every year for veterans, go buy the Military Appreciation swag. I'm not spending $85 on a hoodie to say I support myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd think there'd be something to where if you were former or active duty that, you put in some type of information to where you get it at a massive discount. I can see charging regular people the full price.
Yeah. Like, exactly. Like, let me go through GovX or ID Me, which is what most people use. Like Chevy uses ID Me. There's, they give a military discount. Let veterans get stuff at a heavily discounted price. But no, they push this stuff in our face. Go buy the salute to service crap. No, how about you give me a discount? If you really want to do a salute to my service, how about you give me a discount on this stuff that's made for me? You know what I mean? And to be honest, the DOD pays the NFL money for a salute to service month. Yes. It's not like when they do breast cancer awareness, breastcancerawareness.org pays the NFL money to do it. But for salute to service, it's paid for by the DOD.
Hey, Ken, are we doing MMA Maniacs today? Sorry, but I got to get ready for the YouTube. All right.
That's a good segue, Joe, because we're about out of time. Don't forget we have MMA Maniacs on in a couple hours. We got the huddle on at noon. We've got House Hall tonight at 7 p.m. Central, and we got JB on tonight with the roundtable. Ken and I will be there, as well as the Red Zone Rant this evening. So we got a full slate for you guys. Enjoy your hump day, your Wednesday. Great show, everyone. Thank you guys for being a part of it.
And if you haven't seen enough of me yet, you'll get to see more of me all day long.
Stay here. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.